"You're dead weight holding me back," she announced at my birthday party, so I packed her bags while she was gone. Now she's begging from her parents' couch. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. I never thought I'd be writing this, but here we are. Reddit seemed like the right place to finally get this off my chest. It's been 18 months now, and I still can't believe how everything went down. So I'm Jake, 26, and until early last year, I was in what I thought was a solid relationship with my girlfriend Mia, also 26. We'd been together for 4 years total, meeting in college when she was studying communications and I was studying business. After graduation, she decided she wanted to pursue nursing and got into a 2-year accelerated program for people who already had bachelor's degrees. I got a job as a warehouse supervisor while she went back to school, and for those 2 years, I'd been covering most of our expenses while she focused on her studies. Rent, groceries, her textbooks, I didn't mind. I loved her and wanted to support her dreams. I was genuinely planning to propose after she graduated. The problem started about 8 months before everything exploded, right around when Mia discovered TikTok. Now, I'm not some old guy who doesn't get social media, but Mia became obsessed. She'd spend hours filming these little videos, and at first it seemed harmless. Dancing, lip-syncing, whatever. But then the content started changing. I first noticed something was off when I came home from work one evening in September and found her filming in our living room. She was holding up 2 different outfits. One was my old hoodie and sweatpants. The other was this tight dress I'd never seen before. "Hey babe, what's this for?" I asked, setting down my keys. "Oh, it's just a trend. My boyfriend's style versus nursing school guys," she said, not even looking at me. "Everyone's doing it." I watched her film herself looking disgusted while holding my clothes, then switching to the dress with this huge smile. Something twisted in my stomach, but I tried to laugh it off. "So on the before picture? It's not personal, Jake. It's just content. You wouldn't understand." She was already editing, adding text that read, "When your man dresses like he's given up on life," over the hoodie clip. That should have been my first warning. Over the next few months, the TikToks got worse. POV, your boyfriend thinks Olive Garden is fine dining. Tell me your man has no ambition without telling me. When he's content with mediocrity, but you're not. Each one got thousands of likes, and the comments were brutal. People would write things like, "Dump him sis, you can do better," and "Why are you settling?" But the real issue wasn't the videos. It was Brad. Brad was in her nursing program. One of those guys who talks loud and acts like he's already a doctor. He started appearing in her stories more and more around Christmas time. Study sessions that looked more like parties, group projects that somehow never included the rest of the group. Mia would come home talking about Brad's plans to specialize in emergency medicine, Brad's workout routine, Brad's family's lake house. By February, it was getting obvious. One Tuesday night, she came home at midnight, clearly having been drinking. "I thought you had a study group tonight." I asked. "We studied first, then went out." "God, you're like my dad sometimes." "I'm just confused. You said you needed to focus on finals. Maybe if you actually understood what pressure I'm under." "Brad gets it. He's in my program." The way she said his name, with this little smile, I felt sick. I should have confronted her then, but I kept thinking things would get better after graduation in May. I was an idiot. My birthday is in April, and I decided to throw a small party at our apartment. Nothing fancy, just a few friends, some drinks, pizza. I invited my buddies Tom and Marcus, plus a couple other people from work. Mia insisted on inviting her nursing friends, including Brad. The party started fine. My friends brought beer, we ordered pizza, put on some music, but I could see Mia was already acting different. She'd gotten dressed up like we were going to a club, not hanging out in our living room. And she kept gravitating toward Brad, laughing too loud at his jokes, touching his arm when she talked. Around 10 p.m., everyone was pretty relaxed. Tom was telling some story about work, Marcus was arguing with someone about sports. Normal party stuff. That's when Mia, who'd been drinking steadily, decided to make her announcement. "You know what, Jake?" she said, loud enough that everyone stopped talking. "I'm tired of pretending." I was sitting on our couch, beer in hand. "What are you talking about?" She was standing next to Brad now, swaying slightly. "Look at Brad. He's going places. He's got goals. He's not content working in a warehouse forever." The room went dead quiet. Tom set down his drink. I felt like I'd been punched. Mia, maybe you should, Tom started. No, let me finish. She was on a roll now, emboldened by the alcohol and Brad's smirk. Jake, you're dead weight. You're holding me back from the life I actually want. I need someone who matches my energy, someone who understands ambition. I just sat there. What do you even say to that? This was the woman I'd been planning to propose to, calling me dead weight in front of my friends at my own birthday party. We can talk about this later, I managed. There is no later. I'm done carrying you. Brad actually has a future. She grabbed her purse from the counter. I can't do this anymore. Babe, let's just go, Brad said, putting his hand on her lower back. The way he said babe, they'd clearly been planning this. See? That's what I'm talking about. Come on, Brad. Let's get out of here. And they left. Just like that. At my own birthday party, in front of my friends, she walked out with another guy after calling me dead weight. The silence after they left was deafening. Finally, Marcus spoke up. Dude, I'm so sorry. That was fucked up. I stood up and started collecting empty bottles. It's fine. Can you help me get her stuff together? You don't have to do this tonight, Tom said. Yeah, I do. She made her choice. My friends helped me box up her belongings. Clothes, textbooks, makeup, all the little things she'd accumulated over 4 years. We worked in silence mostly. What was there to say? By 2 a.m., everything was packed neatly by the front door. The next morning, I called a locksmith. By noon, the locks were changed. I left all her boxes outside with a note. Your key is in the blue box. Please don't contact me. Then I blocked her number, blocked her on everything, and went to work like it was any other day. For about 10 days, nothing. Then the texts started coming from numbers I didn't recognize. Her friends' phones, probably. Jake, we need to talk. You can't just ignore me forever. I made a mistake. Can we please talk? I never responded. What would be the point? Meanwhile, I started hearing things through mutual acquaintances. Apparently, Mia and Brad's romance was short-lived. Turns out Brad was the kind of guy who talked big but didn't follow through. He'd been telling multiple girls in their program that he was going to specialize in emergency medicine, but his grades were barely passing. The lake house. His parents' friend's place that he'd been to once. But the real karma came during finals week in early May, just 3 weeks before graduation. I heard it from Tom's girlfriend, who knew someone in Mia's program. Mia and Brad got caught cheating on their final exams. Not just regular cheating. They'd been running an elaborate scheme selling test answers to other students for weeks. The nursing program has a zero-tolerance policy. Both of them were expelled immediately, just 3 weeks before graduation. 2 years of school gone. All that tuition money I'd helped pay for, wasted. And her TikTok account, which had been gaining followers with her, I dumped my loser boyfriend for an upgrade content, became a source of mockery when the cheating scandal went public. Someone even made a compilation video of her upgrade posts followed by news about her expulsion. It went viral for all the wrong reasons. The texts kept coming though, from different numbers every time. Over the summer, I could see her desperation growing. Brad was nothing. You were real. I'm sorry about your birthday. I was drunk and stupid. Please just respond. I know you're reading these. I need you. I can't figure this out alone. I blocked each new number without reading the full messages. Then in August, her mom started calling. Jake, honey, Mia is going through a really hard time. She made a mistake, but she loves you. Can't you find it in your heart to forgive her? I was polite but firm. I'm sorry she's struggling, but I've moved on. But you two had such a beautiful relationship. She just got caught up with the wrong crowd. She's working at Target now, trying to save money to reapply to nursing programs. I appreciate you calling, but please don't contact me again. I changed my number after that conversation. Life got significantly better once I cut out all the drama. I threw myself into work and got promoted to warehouse manager by September. The promotion came with a solid raise, so I started using my business degree to do some consulting work on weekends, helping small companies with their supply chain logistics. What started as a side hustle began growing into something real. By Christmas, I was making enough extra to move to a nicer apartment complex across town, a real upgrade with a gym, pool, and actual amenities. I also started dating again. Met Sarah through my sister Lisa in January. Sarah's a 3rd grade teacher, down to earth, doesn't even have TikTok. We clicked immediately. She's genuinely supportive and interested in my goals instead of mocking them online. About 14 months after the birthday party incident, it was June. I was at my new place on a Saturday morning, making coffee. Sarah had stayed over and was still sleeping. I heard a knock at the door and figured it was a package delivery. I opened the door and there stood Mia. She looked rough. Her hair was unwashed and pulled back in a messy ponytail. She'd gained noticeable weight, and she was wearing a wrinkled Target uniform. She'd clearly been crying and looked exhausted. "Jake, please just hear me out." For a second, I honestly didn't recognize her. It had been over a year, but she looked completely different. Older, worn down, defeated. "I'm sorry, do I know you? Don't do this. It's me. It's Mia." Her voice cracked on my name. I genuinely had to think for a second. This broken woman at my door felt like a stranger. "Right? What do you need?" "I need us back. I made a huge mistake. Brad was nothing. You were everything." She was talking fast, desperate. "I know I messed up, but we can start over. I'll delete social media. I'll support your business, whatever you want." I heard Sarah moving around in the bedroom and realized how absurd this situation was. "I think you have me confused with someone else." "Babe, who is this?" Sarah appeared behind me, wearing one of my t-shirts, looking beautiful and sleepy. Mia's face crumpled when she saw Sarah. "Jake, please. We had plans. We were going to build a life together." That's when it hit me how completely I'd moved on. I felt nothing looking at her. No anger, no sadness, no nostalgia. Just nothing. "Ma'am, I need you to leave now." "Sarah, can you call building security?" "Wait, please." Mia's voice got higher, more desperate. "I lost everything. I'm back living with my parents. I can't even get into another nursing program with this cheating thing on my record. I work retail now. You have to understand. I need." I looked at this woman who had once been the center of my world, who had called me dead weight in front of my friends, who had walked out on my birthday with another man. And I felt absolutely nothing. "Security will be here in a few minutes," I said calmly, and closed the door. Through the peephole, I watched her stand there for another minute, shoulders shaking as she cried, before finally walking away. I never saw her again. Sarah asked me later who that was, and I had to think about it. "Just someone I used to know," I said. And I realized that was completely true. That person at my door, desperate, broken, pathetic, wasn't the woman I'd loved. That woman was gone, if she'd ever existed at all. Later, my sister Lisa told me how Mia had gotten my address. Apparently, she'd been asking around about me for months, finally convincing some mutual acquaintance from college that she needed to return something important to me. Lisa, being too nice for her own good, had mentioned the general area where I'd moved. From there, it probably wasn't hard to find the nicest complex in the area and look for my car. I'm writing this now from the living room of the house Sarah and I just bought together. We're getting married in October. My consulting business is doing well enough that I'm planning to leave the warehouse job next year and focus on it full-time. Sometimes I think about that night at my birthday party, how Mia thought she was upgrading from dead weight. Turns out the only dead weight in that relationship was her. I deleted all my social media accounts about 6 months after the breakup and never looked back. Best decision I ever made. Life is so much better when you're living it instead of performing it for strangers online. To anyone going through something similar, sometimes the best response to betrayal isn't revenge or confrontation. Sometimes it's just walking away and building something better. The trash really does take itself out if you let it. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Share it in the comments.